Hello there, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another one of my live videos, and today I'm just going to be officially updating you on some more current latest transfer rumours and gossip. So I'm going to give you a bit of an update now, and I'm going to give you some more updates on this current video, because we know that the transfer window opens tomorrow in the current process, so players will be making signings and players will be leaving clubs as well, and teams are looking to invest and bolster their squad up more, and Arsenal are aware. Potentially we're going to be going through the Aaron Ramsey thing in a bit. Arsenal are aware, and Ramsey hasn't been, he hasn't been given the right amount of funds, but Arsenal, there's areas in their squad that they do have to invest, and Umremme is keen on getting a couple of signings in the January window. They've got a lot of injury problems, as we all know. Ozil's failed to adapt himself at Arsenal. Welbeck's, they've got a lot of injury problems. Welbeck's out for the season. I think he's set to leave. Ozil's future's uncertain, of course. They've got Mohamed El Neda there, who's only played once this season for Arsenal, so there may be talks about him leaving Arsenal as well. So they are going to have to find these identical replacements. Defensively, they need to bolster their squad and add depth. I think they need potentially a winger as well, because Arsenal attackably are very, very good, but they've got defensive problems. They've got a good attacking force with Aubameyang and Lacazette, who score goals, lead the lines. They've got fantastic pace, as we all currently know. But obviously, Arsenal are in the market to try and find a replacement for Aaron Ramsey. Of course, obviously they've identified the Even Benga, the current Sevilla player who Ramsey's actually worked with, but potentially we'll go into that in a minute. But reportedly, Aaron Ramsey is set to leave Arsenal. The note is available on a free transfer next summer. Arsenal have blatantly told him he's not going to be signing a new contract, and we all know recent reports are coming out from the Italian press that reportedly he actually has been linked with Juventus. He's also been linked with a move to Paris Saint-Germain. I think Juventus now are likely to sign Aaron Ramsey. Reportedly, he's been at Arsenal like 10 years or something like that. He's made over 2 century appearances, and he's grown and developed very, very well, and he's a box-to-box midfielder. He's Aaron Ramsey, and in his Cardiff, he was up the ranks with Cardiff. I think he only made like 22 appearances for Cardiff when he was a lot younger in his prime, and he became the youngest first-team player there ever. Did Aaron Ramsey, and he's done very, very good for Arsenal over the years. He's made over 200 odd appearances, for Arsenal, but he is set to leave because reportedly Juventus are keen on the player. I think Juventus have opened up negotiations, but reportedly Juventus are willing to offer him £138,000 a week salary, plus a 4-year contract added onto that, plus £7 million per season as well. And he actually did say, depending on how many games he does feature in the Serie A with Juventus, that depends on. So if he features in a lot of the majority of the games, he will maybe receive more than £7 million per season from Juventus, the current player. But if he doesn't feature much, reportedly it's saying in the Sun that they could lose out on millions, reportedly. So it looks like he's going to be going to Juventus, does Aaron Ramsey, according to the media. So reportedly they're willing to offer him £7 million. 4-year contract, £138,000 a week. But as I said, Arsenal they'd rather cash in for the player in January, invest some money, rather than go on a free transfer next summer, as we all currently know, because he does come to an end of his contract next summer, does Aaron Ramsey. But Arsenal have been in the market, they've been interested in a few potential targets, as we all currently know. So the latest news about Ever Benga, the current Sevilla player, as I said, who Emre has currently worked to. Reports are coming out saying that the player, is, from his perspective, is reluctant to leave Sevilla. He doesn't want to leave midway through the season, reportedly. So this could be a huge blow to Arsenal, because he's been their number one choice to actually replace Aaron Ramsey. The representative of Ever Benga has actually been in London to negotiate a deal, because Arsenal are convinced that they want to get him on the board. He's got an 18 million release clause as the player. As we all know, this is his second spell with Sevilla after previously winning 2 Europa Leagues with them. I think he had a season at Inter Milan. He had loan deals with Newell Old Boys and Atletico Madrid. With Valencia, when he was younger in his prime, he's 30 years of age, he's an attacking midfielder, and they could see him as a good replacement for Ramsey, but he played 162 games for Valencia. He began his career with Boca Juniors as well, but reportedly the player is reluctant to leave, but after negotiations have been currently going on, as we all know, and he did win the Cop de Rey with Valencia as well. He's supposed to be a very, very good player. Do you think he'd complement Arsenal's team very, very well, as I said? But as I said, they've got a lot of injuries, Arsenal. They've got Rob Holding out, for the season, I think. I think Hector Bellerin's still out, Mustafi's out, Welbeck's out, Ozil's out now, and, Ozil's has failed to adapt himself this season, as we all know, and doing. He had a good start to the season, but he's been missing key games. Potentially his future's still uncertain, as we all know. He has got a contract. He signed it back in 2017 last year, £300,000 a week. Well, he's the highest paid paid player at the club. He's on line £350,000 a week. Is Mesut Ozil, as we all know. But as I said, I think he's set to leave Arsenal. He could leave Arsenal. I do not know, but as I said regarding Mesut Ozil, his future is uncertain. A few teams have monitored and interested in him, but as I said, he's failed to adapt himself this season under Ramsey. He's injured now with a knee injury. Could be out for a long time. Reportedly, he had an injury early on in the season. He had a back injury early on in the season, so he's had injuries this season. He's been struggling to get first team action. He's been struggling to be consistent and get in form, when he has been playing this season. So he hasn't really established himself that well under Ramsey. So as I said, his future's uncertain as well. As I was saying, Mohamed Eleanor, how he pronounced his name, has only played once this season for Arsenal as well, so they could, see a few players leave. Welbeck's definitely going to be going because he isn't getting a new contract. Aaron Ramsey's going to be definitely going. I think looking for Aaron Ramsey in this upcoming January transfer window. To be quite honest, when they have got a lot of problems, Arsenal, but attackively they look very, very good. They have got some good players in there. He did get 5 players last summer. They do Ramsey, but I still think he needs a couple of windows to invest more, get some more players in to potentially make them future title contenders. But they still look a better team under Ramsey, to be quite fair. They did go on a 22-match unbeaten run, as we all know, but as I said, since then, they have gone downhill a bit. They've been dropping points, getting, destroyed at Anfield as well. But as I said, they still look a better team than they did under Arsene Wenger. But the signs now that are beginning to show the way they played under Arsene Wenger, when they lost Liverpool 5-1, there were signs there that's how they played under Wenger, especially in the last stages of his career, against Brighton and all that after a good start, and then they went downhill. They did beat Burnley, they lost away at Southampton, so they've been downhill since that 22-match unbeaten run. But Aaron Ramsey looks set to leave. Juventus are very, very interested. Juventus, I think, are monster favourites to get him, and reportedly they've offered him £7 million per season, 4-year deal plus they've offered him a salary as well of around £138,000 a week, it says in the press, something like that. But as I said, according to the media, reports from Spain are coming out saying that Ever Wenger, is reluctant to join Arsenal, so that could be bad news for Arsenal. As I said, they've also had links with they've also got Mkhitaryan now as well, to be quite fair, with a broken foot, so that's bad news. And I think they're in the search for a winger. They have been keeping track of Boca Junior's Christian Pavon. He's got a 40-odd million release clause. They've been keeping track of Nicolas Pepe, 50 million. Well, he's rated at around 50-odd million pounds. Arsenal have been interested in him. I think Lille said they were demanding they were going to have negotiations in January regarding that player. He's a Lille player, and reportedly his performances for Lille have been very, very good indeed, reportedly. So he's been another potential Arsenal target. Arsenal have also showed interest in the likes of Moussa Dembele. I think Moussa Dembele would do very, very well. If he came to the Premier League, he's only 21 years of age. He's a good young age prospect, and a few teams have been interested in him. But as I said, Barcelona paid €106 million for him from Borussia Dortmund, as we all know. And potentially, I don't think Barcelona will be willing to do any business in January. I think they may will to do business next summer, but it would cost in the region of they'd probably demand around €100 million Barcelona that they would want. He won the La Liga and Copa del Rey in his first season with Barcelona, but he struggled. He is a good player, but he struggled. He hasn't had the best of, tenures in Spain. He struggled for game time. He struggled to get minutes under his belt, and he's had a couple of injuries, since he's been at Barcelona, as we all know. He obviously, as a youngster, he was a Rennes player. He had, and then obviously went to Borussia Dortmund. He actually won the Pokal Cup with Borussia Dortmund, did Ousmane Dembele as well. But he's only 22, 21. His versatility is good. He's good in the air. He's fast on the ball. You can put him on the wing. You can put him on the wing. You can put him up front, and he also has a good relationship with actually Aubameyang and Lacazette as well. But a few teams have actually been interested in Ousmane Dembele as well. But to be quite fair, we know that the news is coming out. About Adrien Rabiot, the PSG central midfielder. There's been a few teams interested in him. Well, it's actually Barcelona that have actually been interested in Adrien Rabiot from PSG, but reportedly Barcelona have denied an illegal approach for the player. They've denied that they've made an agreement for the player with PSG, because reportedly, allegedly, it said Barcelona had reached an agreement to get Adrien Rabiot on the board. Reportedly, as said, Barcelona have approached his current representatives, the players' representatives, but Liverpool could really show their interest in him, as I said. But Liverpool have got a great side. Klopp's invested in the last of seasons, as we all know. They've got a great attacking trio with Salah, Mane, and Firmino. Of Liverpool, have got Shaqiri, who's been in impressive form. and they've invested in the last couple of seasons. And I do think they're going to win the league this season. They haven't won it for 28 years. They haven't won it since it got founded in 1992, 1993, as we all know. But Liverpool spent quite a lot of money. They've invested in the last couple of seasons. Klopp's got the experience of winning the league because he won it twice with Borussia Dortmund as well. And he's got Liverpool playing great football. His mentality is very, very good. And Liverpool have addressed their deficiencies, as I said, because defensively they were poor last season, but this season defensively they're absolutely fantastic because they paid £75 million for Virgil van Dijk. They also got Alisson on the board, the goalkeeper as well, who's proven to be a good goalkeeper for Liverpool as well. So they have addressed their deficiencies, and they've got a great squad with huge talented players in that team, as we all know. And obviously they're still sitting 7 points in front of the City. That's going to be a big game on Thursday between Liverpool and Manchester City and Liverpool. Liverpool have not yet lost, as I said, but I think City are capable of beating them on Thursday. I think it'll be a tight game to call, because both teams have got good players, both set of good players, as we all currently know. But yeah, I think it will be played at a high tempo. I think there'll be a lot of elastic tackles. I think there'll be a lot of tenacity shown in that Manchester City Liverpool game, because there's a lot of quality in both sides, with great players, as we all know. But as I said, Liverpool could actually re-show their interest in Adrien Rabiot. Maybe Arsenal show for Adrien Rabiot. They'd see him as a good replacement for Ramsey or Ozil, Adrien Rabiot. There's a few teams that have actually expressed an interest in him. There's been no signs of him signing a new contract with Paris Saint-Germain. He is available on a free transfer next summer. Reportedly, PSG are keen on cashing in for him in January, Adrien Rabiot, because he got banned from the PSG changing room, and the PSG directors also confirmed that potentially he won't be playing again if he doesn't sign a new deal. He has refused to sign a new deal with PSG, but he knows all about PSG because he's been there the majority of his career as the player. He's been there majority of his career as the player. He's risen up the ranks with them in his youth system and all that. Did Adrien Rabiot. And he made his senior debut for them in 2012, as we all know. He's been a full international since 2016 at youth level with France. He earned 53 caps, as we all know. Did Adrien Rabiot. And potentially he's won 16 major honours with Paris Saint-Germain, including 4 Ligue 1 titles and the treble in 2015-16 as well. And he's made around 148 appearances for Paris Saint-Germain as Adrien Rabiot. But as I said, he's supposed to be a very, very good central midfielder. I can't remember how old he is. I think he's 24 or something like that. But there has been a few teams that have been interested in him as well. But yeah, that's to give you a bit of an update on some more transfer rooms that are going on. Just give you an update on Aaron Ramsey, as I said. So Juventus look like they're on the brink of getting him in, and I think depending how many games he does play, the annual salary a year may go up from 7 million depending how many games feature. So if features in majority of them, he'll probably earn more than 7 million. If he doesn't, it may be 7 million, it may go down or something like that. I do not know, but I think Aaron Ramsey's he's Premier League proven. He's been in the Premier League like 10 years, as I said, and it would be good for him to go and experience new facilities, going to play in Italy, with Juventus, and he'll be playing alongside really good players with Juventus. You've got Douglas Costa there, you've got Ronaldo there, of course. You've got Paulo Dybala there, you've got Chiellini there, you've got Leonardo Bonucci there, and Juventus have got a really good squad, because as I said, and they've got a good manager as well. So I think Aaron Ramsey, would perform very well. He's performed well for that since he's been at Arsenal. He's performed very well. He has proven to be crucial over the years for Arsenal, but. I think he'll go and develop more, with Juventus, and I think he's set to leave because obviously Arsenal have blatantly told him he's not going to be getting a new contract, as we all know. So obviously Arsenal are going to go in the market to obviously try and find replacements, and it is Evan Benga is their number one replacement for him. But obviously, according to the player, he doesn't want to leave, Sevilla, midway through the season, reportedly. So I'll give you some more. There's some rumours to update you on, as I've just updated you on. Also, keeping track with you a bit of Liverpool's and Chelsea's transfer news as well. As I did update you that Chelsea have got a few potential targets because obviously they've got a few players that could leave Chelsea as well. They've got a few players that could leave. Callum Hudson there, he's not getting the game time. He's 18 years of age. There's been no sign of him signing a new contract. Eden Hazard has not fully committed his future there, and I definitely think Alvaro Morata going to leave as well because obviously he's no longer first choice. And Savi's still got a few aging up players. He's got aging up players in the team, and he's looking bolster and a depth in his defensive line. So he's looking for a strong central defender. I think Chelsea also need a centre forward in this upcoming January transfer window as well, and potentially they are linked with quite a few players. Are Chelsea? One of the potential players on the radar recently has been mentioned is Matt Hummels. Matt Hummels reportedly is no longer a guaranteed starter now with Bayern Munich. He is 30 years of age, as we all know. Reportedly, they're demanding that they want around £30 million Bayern Munich. They have made this clear to Chelsea. I think he'd look good if you put him alongside David Luiz and Rudiger and all that in Chelsea's back line, to be quite honest with you. I think he'd look pretty good, if you put him in Chelsea's back line, because his versatility is very, very good. He's got a lot of tenacity about his play. He's very, very good in the air, and he's physically very, very strong. But as I said, regarding reportedly Manchester United, I've showed an interest in him as well. So we're looking to reportedly Manchester United have showed an interest in Matt Hummels as well. Man United have reportedly showed an interest in him. As I said, he's currently now at Bayern Munich. He actually began his career with Bayern Munich, as we all know, risen up the ranks. He spent quite a lot of years with Borussia Dortmund. Well, he initially joined them on loan in 2008, and he officially signed for them in 2009, as we all know, for like £4 million. He had 6-7 years there, so he had a good, playing tenure, with Borussia Dortmund, won 2 titles, got the runs up in the Champions League in 2012, 2013, and all that. And he made about 200 odd appearances, for Borussia Dortmund. Did Matt Hummels, but he's been at Bayern Munich since 2016. I think he did sign a 5-year deal, when he did sign for Bayern Munich in 2016, as I said, and he's, I think he's been injured as well, but obviously he's no longer a guaranteed starter. But Bayern Munich have actually turned around and said they're demanding that they still want £30 million, considering that he is 30 years old, but he is a very, very good central defender, and he was great when he was obviously younger in his prime as well as the player. He's German. He's earned 70 caps for Germany, won the FIFA World Cup in 2014 as well, did Matt Hummels, but very, very good, strong central defender. So Chelsea have been interested in him. Chelsea have been linked with him. Man United have reportedly joined the race as well. So Man United have showed an interest in him as well. And I think you put him in our back line alongside Bay and Lindelof and all that. And we have got other options at the back. I think he'd, look very, very good indeed. I think he'd be a good leader, to be quite honest with you. But he is aging up now. He's 30 years of age, to be quite honest with you. So potentially, yeah. Chelsea. As we all know, as I do keep dating you, we know Eden Hazard could be set to leave. I don't know. There's been no sign of him yet signing a new contract with Chelsea, as we all know. Reportedly, we know that he keeps being linked with a move to Real Madrid. He's strong, he's quick, he's very, very good in the air, and he's essentially Chelsea's best player. He's hit over a century of goals now with Chelsea, as Eden Hazard, as we all currently know. I think he's in the Premier League, or is it in all competitions? But without a doubt, he's one of the best players in the Premier League, and potentially, in my opinion, he's one of the best in the Premier League. And his close ball control is good. He can create chances. His running's very, very good. He's very fast on the ball, Eden Hazard. And Chelsea would want to keep him, as we all know. But obviously, it's looking like Chelsea are actually going to sign Christian Pulisic next summer, as I think they're all aware of, Chelsea fans. And I think he would be a good signing for us. He's only 20 years of age. He's still got a lot of years heading to grow and develop. And him alongside Hazard, and, Jorginho and the rest of the Chelsea team, I think he'd complement. I think he'd look very, very good, to quite honest with Christian Pulisic. From Chelsea's perspective, they wouldn't want to see Christian Pulisic as a replacement for Eden Hazard, because obviously Chelsea want to try and convince Eden Hazard to stay, even though he has been linked with move to Real Madrid. But Pulisic, as Liverpool have been monitoring an interest, but reports are coming out from the German press that actually, reportedly, Chelsea have agreed around a £45 million summer transfer for Pulisic. So Chelsea have been in negotiations with Borussia Dortmund over this. Reportedly, the German press have reported Chelsea have come to an agreement on a fee of around £45 million. Reportedly, personal terms have been agreed as well. And a few media outlets are actually confirming that he's going to be making Stamford Bridge next summer. Chelsea want to get him in this upcoming January transfer window, but we all know Borussia Dortmund director and Borussia Dortmund themselves have confirmed they are reluctant and they are not willing to do any business in January. So basically, Borussia Dortmund want to keep Christian Pulisic until the end of the season, even though he's out of favour now with Borussia Dortmund. As we all know, he's not getting the game time that he wants. But if it comes to the Premier League, it'll be good for him to experience the Premier League facilities, and he will get game time with Chelsea. Will Christian Pulisic, as we all currently know. But as I said, he's under contract with Dortmund until 2020. There's been no sign of him signing a new contract, as we all currently know. Christian Pulisic under contract to 2020 though. There's been no sign of him signing a new long-term contract. He's progressing up the ranks very well. You know, he's been in the senior squad, you know, since 2016 with Borussia Dortmund. As we all know, he's American. Liverpool have still been keeping track of him, as we all know. You know, Klopp's obviously worked with him in the past, and Klopp's keen on a reunion with the player. But as I said, I think, you know, according to the press, he will join Chelsea. From the own player's perspective, he said he would like to join Chelsea. So this is what he actually potentially said. So he looks likely he's going to join Chelsea, and I think the fee's around 45-50 million pounds anyway. That's what Borussia Dortmund, you know, obviously would have wanted anyway. So potentially, yeah, it looks like that's going to happen. But I definitely think Morata's going to leave Chelsea. He's out of favour at Chelsea. He's no longer Sarri's first choice, as we all know, and I think he's going to definitely leave Chelsea. We know there's been talks of him and Gonzalo Higuain as a swap deal, but I think actually from Alvaro Morata's perspective, he is keen on the move to AC Milan. But obviously Morata wants to leave because he's not getting the game time that he wants, and he can prove to be a really, really good clinical striker, as we all know, but as I said, he's not getting it at Chelsea. He hasn't really proven himself since he's come to the Premier League, and Chelsea paid £60 million for him, as we all know, Alvaro Morata. But as I said, you know, he had a 2-year spell with Juventus in the past. He spent most of his playing career with Real Madrid. But since he's gone to Chelsea, you know, he hasn't really done out Alvaro Morata. So, to be quite honest with you, you know, I think he will... you know, he will leave Alvaro Morata because he hasn't been mainly playing Giroud lately. He's been just putting Eden Hazard up front, as we all know. So, potentially Chelsea are going to have to identify replacements. And I think, you know, they want Gonzalo Higuain. The AC Milan directors obviously confirmed that Chelsea have not made an initial approach or offer yet, as we're all aware. But Gonzalo Higuain, I think he's keen on coming to the Premier League. Sarri's obviously looking to reunite with the player because Sarri's worked for him in the past, as we all know. And Sarri thinks he's a great player. And his ratio's good. He's proven to be a prolific goal scorer in the past. He can lead the lines. He's currently Chelsea have been in talks with Juventus and AC Milan, as we all know over this, because obviously he's initially on loan at AC Milan. AC Milan have had to fork out a fee of around 17-18 million, as we all know. But obviously, you know, he's got a good, decent pedigree of scoring goals, and you know, he's won honours as well, and I thought he had 3 good years when Napoli scored 36 goals in one season. He was good in his 6 years at Real Madrid, you know, when he was a lot younger in his prime, scored 106 goals in 190 appearances. And when he was Juventus forked out 70-80 odd million pounds for the player, and he's South American, as we all currently know, but he's a very good player, and Chelsea have identified him as a replacement for Alvaro Morata because they're looking to add depth and quality in, you know, in their attacking line, because I think that's one of the areas that Chelsea do need to strengthen up on, because Morata isn't doing much. Giroud hasn't been playing lately, so I do think potentially they need an attack in their front line, as we all currently know. So yeah, that's mainly to potentially to update you on. So there's some transfer rumours there to give you an update on. But potentially I thought I'd give you an update earlier on, didn't I? I did my Newcastle Manchester United preview. I did it quite early, you know, to be quite honest with you, because I'm going out today, because obviously it's New Year's Eve as well, couldn't know. But as I said, Man United, great start under Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. You know, 3 wins out of 3, 12 goals scored, only 3 conceded, as I said. And, you know, Solskjaer's getting the best out of these players, as we all know. The fans are happy. The players are happy. There's confidence in the players, and everybody's happy now. And Solskjaer's brought the positivity back to the club, as we all know, which is very good to see. And I think he will get the job on a full-time basis. You know, I think he could get the job on a full-time basis if performances carry on like this and we're getting positive results. I think he's got a chance, you know, Solskjaer, of getting the job on a full-time basis. Who's to say that they won't give him the contract? I know the club have obviously got other, you know, options in their mind of recruiting someone else at the end of the season, whether it be Pochettino or Zinedine Zidane. But I think it's going to be Solskjaer gets kept on full-time, or it's going to be Zinedine Zidane, as I said, because I just don't think Pochettino has got any intentions of coming, because I think he just feels happy at Tottenham. But I think Manchester United, you know, have got a great squad, as we all know, because we know that a lot of money has been invested into it. Whether we get some signings in January or not, I do not know, to be quite honest with you. But let me just take this off. Whether we get some signs in January or not, guys, I do not know. But as I said, this team's looking very, very good, looking well motivated. There's confidence in the team. We've got players pressing high up the pitch, causing problems for the opposition's defence. And this is great attacking football because obviously Solskjaer likes the attacking philosophy. He likes the width as well, and he's got the team well motivated, playing with confidence, creating chances, scoring goals, making runs in behind, getting fullbacks high up the pitch, which is very, very good. There's a lot of tenacity about us playing. You can tell there's a difference now. We're playing at a higher level. This is something we haven't done since Ferguson retired. We definitely didn't do it under Mourinho, and we're just playing at a different level because the players want to play for Solskjaer. And Solskjaer, I think he's got the winning mentality at this club, and I think the correct mentality is in the team as well. And Pogba's been Hi, mate. And Pogba's been absolutely influential in these three. You know, he's been providing, he's been scoring goals, and I think Pogba's a number 10, in my opinion. And Pogba, we're getting the best out of him. He's been exceptional. I think when he's in that kind of form, he's like 2 plays in one. And I think he's a 12, 15 goal a season player when he's in that kind of form, as he has proven under Solskjaer. And I think this team will grow and develop. He said he's going to give the youth a chance. He said, well, he needs to pick the best lineup, for the games, but he's going to give everybody the chance. I think the youth are going to grow and develop. I think the whole team is going to flourish under Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, and that is my opinion. And actually, I think Solskjaer is actually the first manager to potentially see this team score 10 plus goals in in his first 3 games. I think that's in Premier League history or something like that. So that is a stat to tell you about. But Pogba's been absolutely fantastic. He's been getting assists. He got 2 goals yesterday against Bournemouth. He got an assist. He got 2 goals against Huddersfield. He got 2 or 3 assists, was it, against Cardiff as well. Rashford, very, very influential. And Rashford's been Manchester United, he's a Manchester lad, but he's progressing up the ranks. He's been a United player since, the age of 7, as I said. And very, very good player, Marcus Rashford. I think he's essentially our number 9, Marcus Rashford, to be quite honest with you. I do think he's our number 9. I know you could say, yeah, Lukaku wears number 9, but I think Rashford's our number 9. I think Martial's our left-sided player. I still think there's areas. I still think potentially we still need to. There's still areas where we need to address them in the team. I still think we've got problems. I still think we do need a central defensive midfielder who's got tenacity, who's tenacious and he's fast. So I think we might need a right back, but I would put the lot in there, instead of Ashley Young at right back, as we'll know. He's also confirmed Solskjaer, obviously, that Valencia will remain the captain. I'd give it to Paul Pogba, to be quite honest with you, because his performances have been very, very good. But as I said, Solskjaer said he would like to manage, he would like to get the job on a full-time basis because he loves the club. As I said, he knows the traditions of the club, he knows the club inside out. There's Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, he knows everything about the club. He scored in the 1999 final, he was a great player for 11 years, as we all know. And he obviously managed the Man United reserve team, so he knows. He's watched some of the players grow up anywhere because he knows some of the players from the Manchester United reserve team. But he's had a bit of managerial experience. He wasn't good at Cardiff, that. He won 2 Norwegian titles with Mold, but potentially I think he's going to do well at Manchester United. He's Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. Hopefully, I think Sanchez is going to be fit for Newcastle. He's definitely going to be in contention for Newcastle. It was a shame he didn't, it was a shame he didn't play his part against Bournemouth. But I thought he was going to be fully fit for Bournemouth, to be quite fair. Was Alexis Sanchez because his progression of his fitness regime, looks very, very good. But anyway, he's going to get the chance to prove himself against Newcastle, Alexis Sanchez, because he hasn't made an impact this season. But it was good to see yesterday also Romelu Lukaku come on as a substitute. He brought 3 substitutions on in the second half. He brought Lukaku on, he brought Pereira on, and he brought Phil Jones on as well. But as I'm saying, Lukaku, as I said, his big game bottle, his first touch does concern me. Does Romelu Lukaku's, to be quite honest with you. But as I'm saying, guys, I think he can prove to be consistent under Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. If I'm going to be quite honest with you, and Sanchez could prove to be very, very good under Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. So potentially he will get the chance. Will Alexis Sanchez. But as I said, from my knowledge, Rashford suffered a slight groin injury reportedly. So I don't think it's much to worry about. It was a shame that Eric Bailly did get sent off. That was a shame to see. Bailly did get sent off, so I think he'll have a couple, 2 or 3 match suspension, or something like that. Reportedly, Smalling's injured. Rojo's still injured, reportedly. And I think Sanchez is set to return on Wednesday night against Newcastle. As I know, it's going to be. I think Manchester United are going to win quite comfortably. To be quite honest with you, we've got great players. We've got Rashford who's playing well, and they're gelling and communicating as a team very, very well. They're working hard. They're putting effort in. They're looking energetic. They're looking precise on the ball. And we just look a total different team. We're playing the game at a high tempo. We're causing problems, and that's what we want to do. As I said, instead of sitting back and playing defensively and inviting pressure for the majority of the games, as we all know. But as you saw, I give you my update, didn't I, earlier on the Newcastle Manchester United preview. As I said, I did do it a bit early, to be quite honest with you. But it's going to be, I think it's going to be Manchester United win. Newcastle are 15th out of 20 games. They've won 4, drawn 6 and lost 10 of Newcastle. As we all know, they've only won 1 of the last 5 of Newcastle. We did actually lose to them back in February at St James's Park, but we've only lost 1 in our last 8 league games against Newcastle. The last time we lost back-to-back games at Newcastle in the league, back-to-back games at Newcastle in the league, I think that was back in like 1987 or something like that, wasn't it? But we've overall got a very, very good record against Newcastle. We do beat them a lot, as we all know. But potentially, Newcastle have lost 7 of their 10 home games, to be quite fair. So they've been very, very poor at home this season. They've been poor all season of Newcastle, as we all know. But they have, obviously, they've got Rafael Benitez, as we all know. He's got a good pedigree. He's won trophies where he's managed and stuff. And he has managed quite a few teams. He actually, he's only the manager in history. This is a start. He's only the manager in history to win the Europa League, to win the Champions League, to win the Super Cup, and to win the FIFA Club World Cup as well. Rafael Benitez, he actually won the championship with Newcastle in 2016-17. I think. Yes, he did. He won the Europa League with Chelsea. He won the Champions League. He won the Champions League, FA Cup, Community Shield, and I think he won the Super Cup with Liverpool as well during his, was it 5-6 years there or something like that. He won the La Liga with Valencia. He also won the UEFA Cup with Valencia as well. He won the FIFA Club World Cup, I think, whilst he was at Inter Milan, Rafa Benitez as well. So potentially, he has got a good pedigree. But as I said, I think, Newcastle will be fighting relegation this season, if I'm going to be quite honest with you. But as I said, it was, Fred and Dalot, I think, maybe called into this Newcastle game, because obviously I would bring Dalot in for Ashley Young at right back. Fred needs more game time to get to his potential best again, as I said. And he's going to give more game time to players. He did mention rotating, but he's going to give more game time to players. As I currently said, is Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. And yeah, happy days at Manchester United right now, as we all know. But as I said, Fred and Dalot missed the last game, as we all know. But I think there could be, one of them at least could be in contention to feature against Newcastle. Sanchez will be definitely featuring against Newcastle, as Ole Gunnar Solskjaer confirmed, as we all know. But it looks set he was going to be featuring against Bournemouth, but he didn't, so it was a shame, as we all know. But as I said, I still think there could be players that could leave Manchester United. We've still got a lot of players coming to the end of the contract, so Solskjaer's going to have to think about contract renewals. I think Darmian's going to leave. I don't think he's got a future at Manchester United. There's a few Italian teams interested in him. He's coming to an end of his deal, as we all know. I just need to click something on my PS4. But as I said, I think I don't think Matteo Darmian's got a future at Manchester United. To be quite honest with you, I don't think Fellaini's got a future at Manchester United. To be quite honest with you, I just don't see how he's going to fit in this new Man United regime. Fellaini, and I think he's going to leave as well. I think reportedly it said Fenerbahce have opened up discussions of getting Fellaini. But I hope he does leave, because, he can have good games, but obviously he used to be mainly Jose Mourinho's plan B, demanding Fellaini, but he's too slow. I have reservations about him, but Matic is too slow. Reservations about him, but I think Matic in these 3 games under Solskjaer has proven himself very, very well, and, he can pass the ball, can you, Matic, to be quite fair. But yeah, I do like him, to be quite fair. Matic, when he does play well, as I said I had reservations about him. I still have reservations about him, because he doesn't have any tempo. He's too slow, and he's just like Fellaini, as we all know. But as I did say, we do need a centre defensive midfielder, but there's still areas where we do need to adjust. But for me, Rashford is a number 9. You can put Martial up front, as I said, but I think he's better on the left hand side. I think Rashford's better in the number 9. I think Pogba looks more better when you put him in a number 10, and he was in the number 10 yesterday. I think Pogba looked really, really good in the number 10. I think just yesterday, the movement, the combination was very, very good. To see as well, and we've just got to keep playing like that. Good attacking, flowing football, which is really, really good to see. And you've noticed now we can string at least 10, 11 passes now. We couldn't even string 2 or 3 under the likes of Jose Mourinho. So this basically is a total different style of play, as I currently said. So in my perspective opinion, I hope Martial signs a new deal. I hope De Gea signs a new long-term deal as well. But obviously, Martial's representative had confirmed he was actually pessimistic regarding Martial signing a new deal. So he did say during the course last summer that he thought Martial wanted to leave. He said Martial wanted to leave, as we all know. But there's been no sign of him yet signing a new long-term deal. Martial, he's happy at this club. He's only young. He's still got years ahead of him to grow and develop. Under Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, and so too is Rashford. But Martial, obviously Man United activated 12 months on his current contract because we had the option to activate that further 12 months. We did do that. We also did that regarding David De Gea as well. But I think Solskjaer has urged them to sign new long-term deals. He wants them to, as we all know. And I think, they will. I think they will, to be quite honest with you. He turned down the previous Martial. De Gea, I think he will sign a new long-term deal, even though we know that recently Juventus and Paris Saint-Germain were monitoring an interest. He was on the verge of joining Real Madrid in 2015, didn't happen. He's made over 300 appearances since he's been at Club De Gea. He's won the club's Player of the Year 4 out of 5 seasons. He won Sir Matt Busby Player of the Year, quite a few times as well as David De Gea, and he's won everything here, of course, apart from the Champions League, of course, and so too was Martial. He's won everything here apart from the Premier League and the Champions League. But obviously under the Solskjaer reign, I think Martial, if we keep playing the way we are, if we maybe get a couple of players in and stuff, I think Martial will experience at one point winning the Premier League, with Manchester United. Potentially, do you think his squad's good enough to win the league? I'd say it's good enough to definitely get into the top 4. I'd still maybe say we may need one or two more signings to be quite fair, and then potentially I would say so then. But it's unbelievable the way Solskjaer dramatically turned his team around, as I said. But regarding De Gea, he hasn't signed a new long-term deal yet. We've activated the 12 months, as we all know, so he's under contract till the summer, I think, of 2020, is it, or something like that? So we've activated another 12 months on his current contract, as we all know, David De Gea. So we did activate that clause, but as I said, we have not yet secured him a new long-term deal, David De Gea, and he's been here 7-8 years. We've got him from Atletico, David De Gea, but he's potentially the best goalkeeper in the world, as we all know. So we'll see what happens anyway. Solskjaer wants them to sign new deals, but we still have got options at the back. You've got Rojo there as a good backup option. I think he's injured. Yeah, he says he's injured at the moment. Smalling's obviously injured as well. He was under contract till 2022. You got Phil Jones. Obviously, he's good when he gets them run of games, and he can be in good form. But obviously, Jones is known for injuries. He's injury prone. As first choice left back, obviously, is Luke Shaw. And I think Darmin's going to leave as well, to be quite honest with you. I think Andres Pereira and Tuan Zebe are out on loan, as I did mention. But yeah, we've got a great team. A lot of money's been put into that team. But we always had a good team. Even at Mourinho, we said it was a good team. It's just that the team weren't combining, the team weren't gelling, and the team weren't playing for him. That's why the team was good. It's just that he didn't know his best 11, Mourinho, and the team just didn't want to play for him. That was the difference. It was a good team, and it's a great team now. But obviously, we're expressing themselves under Solskjaer. The players are playing for Solskjaer. They wasn't doing it under Jose Mourinho, as we all know. But it's dramatically going to change now at Manchester United. Everything's going to change. We've got 3 wins out of 3, 12 goals scored, something we would have never done under Mourinho. But people are saying you're getting a bit too overexcited. It's only Cardiff, it's real. What are you doing, Dad? What? When we go out? Because it's only Cardiff, it's only Bournemouth, it's only Huddersfield, it's only Bournemouth, but it's still 3 wins out of 3. We would have expected to win them games anyway, regardless, but not in that. We're doing it in the right manner. This is a different manner, that we're doing it in. It's just great to see. And now we've been on the stream 38 minutes. So yeah, so as I said to you earlier on, giving you an update of what's been going on in the transfer rumours. As I said, Aaron Ramsey's definitely I think he's going to be leaving Arsenal. As it did say, Juventus looking likely they're going to get a deal over the line for him of 38 million, £100,000 a week, 7 million per year, annual a year, and 4-year contract reportedly. So Arsenal would have cash in for him in January rather than let him go on a free transfer next summer. They'd rather invest some money. Obviously, they've identified a replacement, which is Everbenga. However you pronounce the guy's name, I don't know. I might have pronounced it wrong. Some names I always pronounce wrong because they're hard to pronounce out. But yeah, but reportedly he doesn't want to leave Sevilla now, according to the press. The player, so Arsenal will be disappointed about that as well. So we have got winnable games coming up, as I'm saying. Newcastle on the 2nd of January, Reading in the Cup on the 5th. I think that's an early afternoon kickoff, is that Reading game, as I said. And then I think it's Tottenham after that. You know, Tottenham's going to be a tester. That's going to really test us out. You know, PSG in February is going to really... I can't wait till PSG game comes in February. I think we've got a great chance. I know they're a good team. They've invested a lot of money. They've got good players in their squad, such as Mbappe and Neymar, and that could cause problems for us. But potentially we've got players in our team that could cause problems for them as well. And you know, potentially I can't wait till we play Liverpool at home. I can't wait till we play Chelsea at home. That's going to really test us out. And if we do get results in them games, I definitely then say Solskjaer should get the Manchester United job. But it's only 3 games. We've played, you know, rubbish teams, to be honest, because Bournemouth are rubbish, really. Cardiff are rubbish. Huddersfield are rubbish. So we'll potentially take it step by step. And I'm really, really positive about it. Let's not get too overexcited because we've beat 3 crap teams. But as I said, you know, I still don't think the squad's as good. I think we just need a player or two to make us title contenders, as I said. I just don't think at the moment this squad's good enough yet to win the league. But I'm saying Rashford's number 9, Martial's left on the left. Midfield, as I said, we need a centre defensive midfielder. Maybe a right back, but put Dalot in there for Ashley Young at right back. Even though Ashley Young's been playing really, really well, he's been pressing high up the pitch and he's been getting involved, which is good to see. And we've seen central defenders galloping high up the pitch, and that's what we want to do. And you know, we did that under Alex Ferguson, but we never did that hardly under Jose Mourinho. Never showed any attacking football under Jose Mourinho hardly. You know, I can't even think of one good game that we had under Mourinho. You know, I think. You know, we beat Fulham 4-1, but Fulham are a poor team, and we did well in that game. But, you know, I only credited Mourinho when he was here for winning the Europa League and the League Cup in his first season. But he had disputes with the board, he had disputes with the top players, as we all know, and they just didn't want to play for him, did the players? And that was it. And obviously, I think it was Sevilla that was the turning point of Mourinho's future at Manchester United. I think when we lost to Sevilla, that was the turning point. I said then after the West Ham game early on in the season when we lost 3-1, you know, he was basically under a lot of pressure then, losing at Brighton. He was under so much pressure then, was Jose Mourinho. But obviously, the Liverpool game was in the coffin. You know, Man United, with a club of our size, cannot accept losing to our fiercest rivals. Losing to our fiercest rivals like that, you know, we just don't accept it as a club, as I said. But we are back now. We're back on track. We've got Solskjaer in, as I said. And I think, you know, there'll be a lot of United fans now coming out saying, let's recommend Solskjaer to get the job on a full-time basis. I'd love to see Solskjaer get the job on a full-time basis. But if it isn't him, I do think it will be Zinedine Zidane. And we know there's been other talks about other options out there as well. So anyway, drop your comments, likes below on the channel, guys. If you do consider subscribing to my channel, as always, and I'll be back with some more live videos very, very well later on because I'm going out, so I will be back later on with some more live videos. So anyway, I'm going for a few beers, so I may be a bit drunk when I come on later. I may not be. It depends how I feel. So anyway, take care. God bless, guys, and I'll see you all again very, very soon.